Because I've had a hair transplant around 10 months ago, a lot of people have started commenting in my channel, as well as family and friends start texting me which one is the best, Finasteride or Monixidil, instead of going under the surgery. So this is where I thought, now this might be a really good chance for me to start sharing with people my thoughts, which one is the best for you to go with. Finasteride, as we already know, Finasteride is something that is well known. It has about 85% chances for you to start growing your hair, whereas Monixidil, we've got about 45% chances for you to start to develop your hair as well as new hairs. So that's the difference between efficiency wise. We know that Monixidil is not so much strong in terms of growing your hair back, but the trouble is that Finasteride has a lot more side effects, or shall I say the side effect is a lot stronger than the Monixidil. The main side effect most of the guys are afraid of is losing their erection. And if you feel like you are one of those guys who are afraid of using erection, then you should start considering only Monixidil. But if you don't have that fear, or even if you start noticing loss of erection, you can actually stop Finasteride and then move on to Monixidil. But on the flip side, Monixidil, the side effect of that is when you start applying, you start seeing some sort of a rushness, headache, as well as you start seeing red spots and you're growing in your hair. Then when you start noticing these things, you can move them. So most of the guys actually start with Monixidil, and if they don't see any some sort of a results, then they move on. And Monixidil actually takes about 12 months before you start seeing a good result. Whereas Finasteride, you may start noticing good results within 6 to 9 weeks straight away after starting taking Finasteride. So I have been taking Finasteride myself. This was pre my surgery, and since I've had my surgery, I thought, you know what, Finasteride is something that I've been taking. I know about it. I'm confident that if I start taking Finasteride, my hair development will be a lot stronger and a lot better. But because I want to see the surgery itself and how this is progressing for a year before I start considering again if I should go back with Finasteride or Monixidil. So let's give you a quick 360 view. This is the hair, as you can see, the front end. And so this is the side view. I started trimming my hair to give that fake illusion where this side is a little bit lighter. And then because this is where they've grafted the hairs, and because it's the great difference. So because I'm trimming this area to make it a little bit lighter to match this area. So this is just to give that fake illusion. So you can see that. Then you may be able to see on this side, massive grade difference. But when it comes to this side, there isn't much difference in terms of the grade. And this is, again, it depends on when the technicians who are actually grafting your hair on the day, they may start taking a lot more hair from one area. If you're considering of having a hair transplant, I would urge you to let them know that they need to start taking a bit of even rather than just digging in one area more than others. So if I turn around on the other side, so this is the back view. You can see that at the back. So you can see at the back, again, that you may notice some sort of a great difference. In here is a lot thicker than here. So that's what the main issue is. And if I show you the top view, you can see again, there may be some great difference from my original hair, which is here, as well as the implanted area. And this is where I used to complain the most, which is the temple areas. That's where I've had no hair, zero hair, or whatever, that this type. And they started implanting as well as dropping my hairline a little bit lower. And this is a little clip. You can see that I started debating with my consultant and asking if they can drop my hairline a little bit lower. And this is where one thing for you to start considering for those who are having a hair transplant. What type of a head shape do you have, and what are you actually your end vision is? You need to go there with some sort of a plan instead of just going there and then the consultant deciding for you to have this type of a hairstyle and this and that. This is not something that I would urge everyone who's going to have a hair transplant. I would ask you to plan your journey as well as think through what is your vision, what you want to look like, or in fact, take a picture of yourself when you were younger and look at it. Your hairline, is it actually in a really good place? Then if you want to match that, then that's what you could show. You could say that this is how I look like and this is what I'm thinking. Or you could actually ask them to drop it if it's safe to do so. Then go ahead and do that. But something that I would urge you, some clinics, they will start doing some sort of over harvesting hair. Asli Tarcan is actually well known for that. But again, I'm content with the results that I have. Main reason is because whatever they've taken from my back, it's all been implanted at the front. If they've taken less, then I will have less dents at the front. So this is something for you to start weighing your pros and cons. Are you worried so much about the donor area or the front area? This is something that I'm going to leave you to think through. So with Monixidil, there's two versions of it. You've got the foam as well as the liquid. Where the problem is that the liquid, most of the people they used to use it used to be applied in one areas, but now because it's a foam, you can apply it in multiple areas. It kind of spreads the lotion all over the place, and that's what the aim of this. Whereas the liquid, if you're doing a targeted area, you may have some sort of a really good development in one side of your head. On the other side, you may have less. And this is something for you to start considering which one you want to go ahead with. So the foam is a little bit more expensive than the liquid. With Finasteride, you can get a monthly subscription up to 6 months, somewhere around $45. And on the other side of Minoxidil, you can get a 6-month subscription, about $65. So that's about 25% or 20% a little bit more expensive on the monoxide side. Ease of use, which one is actually easy to use? Finasteride is a tablet, as I said earlier, is you're taking and you're swallowing, that's once a day and you're gone. Whereas the Minoxidil, most cases you're going to need it twice. So one in the morning, one in the evening. And the trouble is that if you just had a shower, you need to wait for your hair to dry it out, and then you can apply your Minoxidil. Then you need to wait at least 15 minutes before you apply any hair cream. So you can actually imagine that that's some sort of a time lost there just by waiting period. It's not something you can use it and then move on straight away. So that's one reason most of the people will tend to go with Finasteride rather than Minoxidil. And the trouble is that, again, in the evening you got to apply, so that's twice a day. That may be some sort of a time consuming for most people. So what I would recommend is not something that I would urge everyone to go ahead and use it straight away. But if you are one of those people who are really scared of losing some sort of erection and some sort of a hormone side effect, then I would urge you to not go for the Finasteride. But if you're not afraid in trying something new, and if you do notice that some sort of a difference, then you can actually say that, you know what, I've tried Finasteride and I'm starting to see these side effects, I'm going to stop it. Then you can go ahead with the Minoxidil. If you are one of those people who are not afraid, then Finasteride is something that I would recommend for you to go ahead, simply because it's easy to use, it's cheaper, as well as it has the best growth in terms of your hair development. So that's the main key, your growth. How fast is it going to grow? How much is it going to grow? And what is the likelihood that you're going to grow your hair? That is the most key important. So if Finasteride is for you, then I would urge you to go ahead. For those who are looking for a safety net and you don't want to try Finasteride, then Minoxidil is the one for you to go. As you can see that the side effect is not so much difference, but you just have to go through this process of having it twice a day, unless you have a prescribed one that is only once a day, Minoxidil. So that is the only difference. If you find this video useful, do hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Till next time, stay legend.